Ankita Robin and welcome to SG Global News. From President Trump's latest executive order restricting chemical and surgical mutilation of children to the grave threat of a terror attack on the annual St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin, we have many stories to cover. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order prohibiting the federal government from funding, promoting, or supporting gender transition procedures for minors. Titled Protecting Children from Chemical and Surgical Mutilation, the order directs agencies to revoke policies based on transgender health guidelines and strengthens legal protections for individuals under 19. Supporters have praised the move, calling it a vital step in safeguarding children from irreversible medical interventions. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Tuesday outlining the policy of the United States to neither fund, sponsor, promote, assist, nor support the transition of a child from one sex to another. Titled Protecting Children from Chemical and Surgical Mutilation, the executive order also states that the government will rigorously enforce all laws that prohibit or limit these destructive and life-altering procedures. During his inaugural address, President Trump had announced the United States' official policy to recognize only two genders from that day forward.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Since taking office, he has taken measures to fulfill this promise. The latest executive order highlights the harm inflicted on children through irreversible medical interventions. It acknowledges the plight of countless children who have had their bodies mutilated, maimed, and sterilized. In addition to directing all agencies to rescind or amend policies that rely on the guidance of the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, the order instructs the Secretary of Health and Human Services to review existing literature on best practices for promoting the health of children experiencing gender dysphoria. It also seeks to prohibit chemical and surgical gender transition procedures for minors in all medical institutions that receive federal research or education grants. According to the order, these protections extend to all individuals under the age of 19. The order further targets so-called sanctuary states that have provided gender transition treatments and surgeries to minors while stripping custody from their parents. Jason Everett, a well-known Catholic chastity speaker and vocal critic of gender ideology, shared a post on X celebrating the president's latest executive order. He stated, quote, "Praise God, the United States of America will no longer fund, sponsor, promote, assist, or support the so-called transition of a child from one sex to another. This is huge," end quote. Amid signs of renewal, Catholic Mass attendance in England and Wales grew by about 50,000 in 2023, marking a hopeful resurgence in church participation. While numbers remain below pre-COVID levels, experts note a significant return of worshippers and a rare moment where new members outnumber those leaving the church. The number of Catholics attending Mass in England and Wales has increased by about 50,000 in 2023. As per the statistics of the Bishops' Conference of England and Wales, while 503,308 attended Mass in 2022, 554,913 did so in 2023. However, the increase still falls short of the pre-COVID numbers. Data also showed a rise in Mass attendance in Scotland, where 95,029 people attended Sunday Mass in 2023 compared to 89,420 the previous year. Stephen Bullivant, professor of theology and the sociology of religion at St. Mary's University, Twickenham, told The Tablet that many families were lost during the coronavirus pandemic and around two-thirds of the numbers of mass-goers had returned by 2022. He noted that since the 1960s, this was the first time the number of new people joining the church was bigger than the numbers leaving. There are 22 dioceses in England and Wales with almost 3,000 churches and approximately 6.2 million Catholics. US President Donald Trump appointed Sean Duffy, a pro-life Catholic father, former U.S. State Representative and reality TV personality as the head of the Department of Transportation. He was sworn in as the Secretary of Transportation by Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas in the presence of his wife and children. Sean Duffy, a former U.S. representative from Wisconsin, was sworn in as Secretary of Transportation on Tuesday. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas administered the oath of office in a ceremony held at the Supreme Court, with Duffy's wife Rachel Campos Duffy and their children in attendance. Duffy's nomination was unanimously approved by the Senate Commerce Committee and later confirmed by the full Senate in a bipartisan 77-22 vote. Several Democrats opposed his confirmation in protest of the White House's decision to pause federal spending, but more than 24 crossed party lines to support him. The Department of Transportation employs over 55,000 people and manages federal investment in highways, railroads, and airspace. During his confirmation hearing, he emphasized his commitment to restoring confidence in Boeing aircraft, establishing federal guidelines for self-driving cars, and cutting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within the department. During the swearing-in ceremony, Duffy declared that the department is already hard at work executing the president's vision to usher in a golden age of transportation by taking immediate action to remove government overreach and lower costs for hardworking Americans. A devout Catholic, Duffy is married to Rachel Campos Duffy and they have 9 children together. He is known for his strong pro-life advocacy, especially during his time in Congress. Before his confirmation hearing on January 15th, he was seen leading his family in prayer, reciting the Hail Mary. Duffy is among the Catholic members of Trump's second cabinet, which is being hailed as one of the most Catholic administrations in U.S. history. Pope Francis appointed Bishop John Rodriguez as the Archbishop of Bombay following the resignation of Cardinal Oswald Gracious, who turned 80 last year. He was the coadjutor Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Bombay from 30th November 2024. Following the resignation of Oswald Cardinal Gracious, who turned 80 last year, Pope Francis appointed Bishop John Rodriguez as the new Archbishop of Bombay. Bishop John Rodriguez took charge as the Archbishop of Bombay on January 25, 2025. Cardinal Oswald Gracious was the president of the Conference of Catholic Bishops of India and the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India. Ordained to the priesthood in 1970, Cardinal Gracious holds a doctorate in canon law from the Pontifical Urbaniana University and a diploma in jurisprudence from the Pontifical Gregorian University. He was appointed the Archbishop of Bombay on October 14, 2006. He was made a cardinal by Benedict XVI in 2007 and participated in the conclave of March 2013, which elected Pope Francis. On 13 April 2013, he was made a member of the Council of Cardinals established to advise Pope Francis in the government of the Universal Church. Bishop John Rodriguez was ordained a priest on April 18, 1998 for the Archdiocese of Bombay. He holds a licentiate in dogmatic theology from the Pontifical Lateran University, Rome. He was ordained a bishop on June 29, 2013 and served the Diocese of Pune before he was appointed as the new Archbishop of Bombay. Terror attack threats loom over Europe and the Americas. A post published by Islamic State Khorasan, a regional affiliate of ISIS, lists 10 potential targets for attacks this year, including the annual St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin. Each year, thousands flock to Ireland's capital to participate in this parade. Given the recent increase in jihadist terror offences across Europe, this latest threat should not be taken lightly. Islamic State Khorasan, a regional affiliate of ISIS operating in Afghanistan, Pakistan and Central Asia, has listed St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin among 10 potential targets for attack this year. A post published on Al-Azai media earlier this month showed a gunman's hand holding a pistol that read, "Don't wait for New Year to take action." Below it was listed 10 events as potential targets for terror attacks across Europe and America. The list included Glastonbury Music Festival in the UK, the Cannes Film Festival in France, Oktoberfest events in Germany, and Venice Carnival in Italy. ISK, or Islamic State Khorasan, follows ISIS's ideology, aiming to establish a global Islamic caliphate. The terrorist group was responsible for several attacks last year, including the March 2024 attack on a concert hall near Moscow that killed 145 people and injured over 550. According to Europol's most recent EU Situation and Trend report, arrests for alleged jihadist terror offences in Europe surged last year and doubled in Ireland. During the St. Patrick's Day parade in 2018, the Irish police took precautionary measures to prevent terrorist attacks. Over 500,000 spectators are expected to gather at this year's National St. Patrick's Day parade, set to take place on March 17th. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.